here we are heading off. We're heading down the area bridge here at Adelaide Airport. Boarding passes at the ready. I'm going to make sure we touch the plane on the way on.
And I've got my Women's Weekly, so what more do you need?
Here we are heading down the area bridge to the lovely Qatar A350. It's going to be good. Cheers. Waking up for a bit of breakfast. Here's the first part of it. It's a nice sliced fruit. Sally's had her morning cup of coffee over there. She's settling in. And we're about 2.5, 3 hours out of Doha. This is the scrambled eggs with some smoked salmon on top. Very nice. And we're just settling in. These are the seats. So we've got some nice leg room there. She's got a glass of pink champagne. I've gone for the brut as usual. Cheers. And that's great. 7:45 in the morning.
It's 3:30 in Adelaide.
Well, it is 3:30 in Adelaide. That's true. So we might show you some of the food and other features shortly. Cheers. So we're flying now. We've made it over Istanbul, heading towards Bucharest in Romania, and we can see Vienna and Prague on the way, and Frankfurt coming up as well. well. Now I just ordered a bit of a snack, which is the duck spring roll and prawns on toast with some dipping sauce and a glass of wine. Sally liked it so much, she's going to have the same.
In our cubby.
In our little apartment thing here with their screens all shut at the moment. It's very comfortable and tasty. Good morning and welcome to Tuesday morning. We're just checking out of the Hilton here at Frankfurt Airport, walking over the Aero Bridge to the terminal. All this complex is located right next door, which makes it very easy when you come in after a long flight just to check in. And we're going to make our way back towards the train station and to the terminal from there. So here's the departure board, Frankfurt Airport this morning. Lots of flights on offer. Sally, which one is yours?
I don't know, is it up there?
Will all be revealed shortly. But we've come down here, we're in Concourse A, I think, and we're going to navigate where we're going to check in shortly on this rather cold morning. It's freezing cold. Okay, we've made it here to Copenhagen Airport now. We're just sitting down having some light refreshments.
Christmas beer.
Christmas beer. We got here in good time. We're not very far from our gate, and we board in about an hour or so. Currently here in Copenhagen, Denmark, it's 5 degrees, and it looks like our Atlantic Airways flight is running on time, so we'll hopefully be getting on board soon, but so far so good. Okay, so we've made it here to gate B10, ready to board our Atlantic Airways flight to Sally's packing her bag to Vega International. And if we can sneak a look down here, we can see this is our aircraft, Airbus A319. Obviously they're still unloading everything from the inbound flight, but we should be boarding shortly. So here we are, we've landed here at Vega International Airport. A very interesting approach with mountains on both sides and a little turn at the end. Here's our trusty bus, the Volkswagen Golf. Sally, we're about to get in. We're about to drive from the airport into Tórshavn, which is about 35-40 kilometres, and we're going to go in an undersea tunnel, and I don't know what we're going to see, but we'll show you.
And here we go, out of the airport on an adventure, no GPS. Pretty little villages. And the sea.
Which we're about to drive under.
What do you think?
It's a bit crazy, but it's amazing. And here we go, under the sea. So here we are, we're coming to Tórshavn. This is where we're staying. This is the Havgrim Seaside Hotel, which is right foreshore here. It's the Navy, old Navy commander's house, and it only opened this year. So we'll go inside and check in. So we've checked on in, and we're in a lovely room here upstairs with an amazing view across the bay and the sea crashing in through this panoramic window, and you get to wake up to the best view in town. It's amazing. So we're all checked in, and we're just walking out on our way into the old or central part of Tórshavn. It's a little busy out here. It's a few office buildings, people slaving away. So go and see what we can find in the old city, maybe find somewhere to have a beverage perhaps. So here we are, we've come down to the old part of Tórshavn. They're the old government buildings over there with the grass on the roof. This is in the old part of town. Some buildings here are 300-400 years old apparently. It's a bit hard to tell. You warm enough yet, Sally?
It's just perfect.
Pretty little boat harbour over here. And in case you're wondering what time it is, it's about 3:15 in the afternoon, and the sun sets in about 15-20 minutes from now. Okay, so it was quite a lengthy walk and we needed some fluids. This is Faroese beer. It's quite nice actually. So we've come in here to, trying to read it back the front, Essa Bar in Tórshavn, and we're listening to Lionel Richie, because Sally, you're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and because I'm here in the Faroe Islands and no one from Australia's here, I think I should sing along with the chorus, maybe, or not. No, I won't do that. So we're going to go and have a wander in a minute, have a look at some of the shops and maybe identify somewhere where we can have something to eat for our dinner, but we'll see. But it's good beer, trust me. So we're wandering back after our first exploration of the centre of Tórshavn, back to the hotel here, which is lit up. Lots of Christmas lights. Believe it or not, it's not quite 4:30 in the afternoon, and it's basically fully night. Fairly cool breeze blowing, but all in all not too bad. So we'll go inside and get warm for a while, and then we'll go out and have some dinner. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday morning. It's coming up to 20 minutes to 9. It's still pretty dark. We're just firing the little Volkswagen Golf up for the day. We're about to head up and look at one of the spectacular waterfalls that goes into the sea here in the Faroe Islands, and we're looking across the other side here to the island of Nordoy. There's a tiny little village over there, and back around here is Tórshavn Harbour, which is around the corner to the right where we were last night, and back around here to our hotel, and where we are upstairs in a very nice room. We just had some lovely breakfast downstairs. So we're going to jump in the car, we're going to head back up towards the airport, and then a bit further on to the waterfall and see what we can do today. Okay, so we've come to the northern part of the island of Vega, to this famous waterfall, and this is the tunnel that we came out of at the top of the mountain up there, and we came down a switchback here into the village that's behind me. Here's Sally. This is the tiny village nearby. Pretty quiet, just a rooster. And the valley up this way, which is amazing. We're just going to head up to the waterfall lookout, which is just at the base of this amazing mountain. So come in off the road and walk down to the point here. And this is a famous waterfall that falls directly into the sea. On a windy day, the water actually gets blown back upwards. Incredible. So this is the stream that feeds the waterfall. Beautiful, crystal clear. And we have lovely sunshine streaming in, which is probably a bit unusual for this time of year. In the valley here, I don't think they get much sun at all. That's magnificent. So we've come down here. This is the heliport at Tórshavn, and in the Faroe Islands, government subsidises helicopters, so you can hop from island to island. We're about to fly to Klauvsik, which is on a different island, and it's about a quarter of an hour flight, and it costs around $35–40 per person. Which is heavily subsidised. So you just jump online, book a seat, and you can hop on the from island to island on an Atlantic Airways helicopter, which should be arriving soon. Here's our ride. Sal, you might come around this way and in like that because of the wind. So we've just hopped off the helicopter. We're here in Klavsvik, which is the second biggest town, or I don't know if it's a city, here in the Faroe Islands. And just hopped off up here, which is the helipad, and now we're walking down into the town, which is in this little inlet, and have a quick look around, and then we're going to jump on a bus back to Tórshavn and have a look at some of the scenery along the way. It's a bit more mountainous over this way, but it's beautiful. It's nice and warm in that helicopter too. So we've finished up having a quick wander around Klavsvik, and we're now on the bus back to Tórshavn and covering some new country that we haven't seen before. Out in the ocean there are big salmon pens where they grow Atlantic salmon to sell all over the world. But it's a very pretty part of the country over here, the really tall mountains. Lots of little boat sheds, houses with grass on them. Good morning and welcome to Thursday morning. We've come down here to a village name that I can't pronounce. It starts with a K. It's got some very old buildings, old church, sort of stuck right up against these cliffs. Lots of grass on the roofs, all that sort of stuff. It's a bit of a murky morning this morning, looking over towards the other islands. We'll have an explore around here and see what we can find. Inside the ruins of a very old cathedral here in the Faroe Islands, originally the main cathedral church in the Faroe Islands. Obviously lost its roof a long time ago, but it still retains a lot of the original features and sculptures. And it's right here on the ocean. So I've come back into central Tórshavn, up to the fort here to have a look around, and this is a busy ferry terminal in front. The main ferry steamed out this morning. It goes to Iceland, Denmark. I'm not sure if it goes anywhere else. The old Parliament buildings and government offices are on that little peninsula where we walked through on the first night. 8 old buildings. It's a busy little port. So far, a reasonably dry day. So come back here into central Tórshavn and a chance to have a bit more of an explore. We only had a quick look here on Tuesday night. So some nice restaurants and cafes. All the lights are on for Christmas in the windows. Christmas lunch here, you'd probably get roast goose or duck. Seems to be a lot of fat geese roaming around the paddocks here at the moment. But it's a really pretty little city. 18,000 people. So here's our ride for our trip over from the island of Streymoy to the island of Nólsoy. On this ferry here, it's about a 20 to 30 minute trip across, and it takes quite a few cars, or you can just ride as passengers like we are, but it's a fairly heftily built boat for these conditions. You can see the propeller down there. Seems to be in working order. We'll jump on board in a tick. So we're steaming across from Tórshavn over here, out here into the Atlantic Ocean and across to Nólsoy, which has a small village just in the middle where it dips. It's got a tall mountain that's covered in cloud, and walk along up to the lighthouse on a good day, and walk up to the flagpole at the other end. It's a tad chilly. So we're here on the ferry now. It's, not sure if you can see out the window, the horizon shifting. We're kind of bobbing around the ocean a bit, but that's okay. And over here you can see our hotel right on the foreshore. There it is. Now it's starting to rock and roll a little bit. But it's great fun. Nice calm day. A bit further out now, we're steaming away from Tórshavn. This ship that's anchored out here that's been here for a while. It's lit up brightly at night just off the island. There's a few boats around, not a lot. It's clouded in quite a lot this afternoon compared to yesterday, but not far off the island of Nólsoy now, which is just over here. Cheap little village, church on the sea. Pulling in shortly. Here we are in Nólsoy. They're just lowering the ramp. Got to run off in a minute. Village of Nólsoy to get a better view of the other side of the island. Here is Tórshavn, which is in rain, which we're hoping won't come this way. There's an old wind turbine blades, and here's a turbine here for some reason not spinning. To the east, the next landfall you hit is Norway, which is a fair way away. I did see down that a guy rode from this island to Denmark in 1986 over 41 days solo, which is amazing. So we're heading back into Tórshavn from our afternoon on Nólsoy. The big ferry is in, the one that goes from here to Reykjavik in Iceland. you know, pretty clear night, and weather's not too bad. There's a little bit of rock and roll on the ferry. So just coming back across here now, and I'm out on the deck on my own. It's moving around a little bit, but yeah, not too bad. I'm trying to get my sea legs. Go and see Sally inside. All rugged up. This is a bit cold. Here we are coming back into Torshavn Harbour, and pulled up here is one of the big ferries between Denmark, the Faroe Islands and Iceland. This one's a bit bigger than what we've seen before. It's almost the size of a small cruise ship, but this is the ferry that you catch overnight from Faroe, and it gets into Iceland in the morning. And here's where you drive in the back of the ferry. It can take lots of cargo. It's got a huge hold there for cars and trucks. All the trailers lined up ready to go on board, head over to Iceland. And our little boat's going to do a little U-turn and over to the ramp here, and we're about to hop off. Good morning and welcome to Friday morning. We're at Vega Airport here in the Faroe Islands. We're about to jump on an Atlantic Airways flight through to Reykjavik in Iceland, just about an hour and 20 minutes. It's currently 7:15, so it's going to be dark for a little while yet. I think actually the whole flight will be pretty dark. So we'll get into Reykjavik and dump our bags at the hotel, and then head on in from the airport into the city, which is a little way away, and have an explore of Reykjavik for the day. Here we are in Iceland. We're at Keflavik International Airport. The sun's just come up. It's currently 10 to 10 in the morning. We're staying over here tonight, and we have a short walk over to the terminal to catch our Iceland Air flight to Berlin. But for now, we're going to navigate our way into Reykjavik, into the city. We've got a walking tour at 12. And it should be interesting to see a bit of Iceland. And here we are in Reykjavik. We just got off the bus at the bus station. To remember that on the way back. And we're now walking to the Parliament building, where we're doing a city walk tour in about an hour or so from now. Goes for a couple of hours, and we should be able to get to know Reykjavik a little bit better. But it stinks a bit, Sally. I think
It's got that right Aurora smell.
Yeah, I think it's got a bit of sulphur in the air, which perhaps isn't surprising given the geology of this country. But anyway, I'm sure we'll get used to it. So we're just walking through a neighbourhood here. Seems to be your average neighbourhood in Reykjavik. And unlike most of the rest of the country, there are actually a few trees here. So we come down here to the Icelandic Parliament building. I think it's Iceland is one of the oldest parliaments in the world. Seems to be a lot of debate about who does and and it's got the oldest building, but this is where we have to meet for our walk. It seems to be right in the centre of town.
Since it was the direct way from the city to the hot springs and hot water you can use for whatever, and in this case it was the laundry. So the highway out of Reykjavik was to the laundry. Very interesting. Today those hot springs no longer operate because we've used...
So we've just come down from the centre of Reykjavik and we're heading down here to the harbour side, where there's a lot of construction and other bits and pieces going on. And these are Icelandic Coast Guard vessels, and there's a helicopter on the back with its engines on, which I assume is about to take off or start spinning a rotor. So we just explored the cathedral and now we're heading back down to central Reykjavik while there's still some light, at least for the next 40 or 50 minutes or so. Good morning, welcome to Sunday morning, our first full day here in Berlin, and this is the apartment building we're staying at, the Adina, which is pretty centrally located here in Berlin. It's very quiet on a Sunday morning. Most of the shops are shut, supermarkets aren't open on a Sunday. So it's coming up towards 9 o'clock and we're making our way towards the Brandenburg Gate, the Jewish Memorial, the Reichstag. We've got a walking tour after that. We're actually technically in what was East Berlin, which you can kind of tell from the architecture. It's not really that exciting, but there is a lot of new buildings here as well that would have been built after reunification in 1989, 1990. And I think we're actually walking towards what was Checkpoint Charlie, so we might swing through that on our way up to the Brandenburg Gates. It's foggy again this morning. Currently it's about 3 degrees and it's probably going to stay grey for most of the day, warming up to about 5 or 6 degrees if we're really lucky, but dry, so we'll take that any day. So we've come down here to Checkpoint Charlie, which is sort of recreated here with a box in the middle of the street and some signage. So this is where you would have crossed into East Berlin down here. So we walked about a K and a bit down from Checkpoint Charlie and we're coming up now to the Jewish Holocaust Memorial here in Berlin. It's just up here on the left. So right alongside here is the US Embassy in Berlin. In front of us the Brandenburg Gate, just to the left with the glass dome on top is the Reichstag, the German Parliament. Around here.
Still here. We know they can't build around it. We're now going to move on from Nazi Germany. 45, this year in German history, of course, the
Good morning and welcome to Monday morning. Just walking now towards the DDR Museum, the East German Museum, just about a kilometre away. A bit breezy this morning. The wind kind of cuts through a little bit. We'll get to the museum shortly, which I'm sure will be nice and warm on the inside. The big street on our left is Leipzigstrasse, which is the big boulevard in the old East German days. But it should be another fun day in Berlin. Alright, so after a bit of lunch at Potsdamerplatz, now heading back down towards Tiergarten near the Brandenburg Gate, just to have a bit of a look around down there. Here we are down in the Tiergarten.
They used to hunt him with the princes.
Yeah, the princes. What's German for you're here?
Hier, du bist hier.
Okay. And here we are in Dublin. We're staying at the Alex, which is pretty central here in Dublin. Just arrived around lunchtime. We're going to go out and see if we can find something to eat and maybe have a pint of Guinness or two. We'll see, but and Sally all getting ready to do a bit of exploration around central Dublin. Hurrah! Left or right? Right. Right it is. So we've walked on down here to Trinity College, which has been around for a couple of 100 years. Is it Georgian, Sally? Pre-Georgian, but the buildings here look fairly Georgian. But yeah, we'll have a look around, I suppose. Maybe even sneak in the shop. So we continue our wander around Dublin. This is the Shelbourne Hotel on the left. And we're going to wander a bit further down to Merrion Square. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday morning here in Dublin, where it's very mild. I think about 14, 15 degrees at the moment. It's been a bit windy and showery overnight. I think there's a bit more wet weather to come today.
Storm Diana.
Yeah, Storm Diana.
Flights cancelled.
So whilst it's much warmer than Germany and Iceland, I just want to make sure we don't get soaking wet later in the day, because the weather radar is showing a lot of wind and rain coming up from the south. This is the side street down from the hotel. We're just walking down towards the river, and then to our meeting point for the walking tour that we're doing today. It's sort of a bit more of a traditional Dublin area, not quite as fancy as it is up the hill near Merrion Square and by the railway station. Some old Victorian buildings, but a lot of character nonetheless. So we've come down by the river, Sally, heading towards the famine statues and the Irish Parliament building, part of the Easter uprising in 1916. So this is the Bank of Ireland here, and opposite is the Irish Parliament building. All nice Georgian architecture over there as well. We're just heading down to the meeting point for the tour, which is a couple of 100 metres down this way. And so far the weather's holding out, which is good. So we come up now to the Guinness Brewery, Sally. That's a big gate. So, it's quite windy.
You will notice that some of them are concave, some of them are convex. Yeah, some are quite regularly concave. So what is that? That's the remnant of what's known as the ball and socket construction. Because at one time
are a distraction for men. Because of the beauty of the women, the men can't concentrate on their studies. And how wrong he was.
Yes.
The world which represent the famine in Ireland. Now in 1845 to 1849, we had the famine in Ireland. 1 million people died of hunger and 1 million people emigrated. Most of them emigrated to the United States. You see the statue there just behind the man there. They're over 6 foot tall, but very moving. If you get a chance to get close to them, you'll see the desperation in the people's faces. The very last guy here, I'll just move up a bit. The very last guy here has a child strapped over his shoulder. The child is dying of hunger. The little dog's running after them, and they're obviously walking down here. They're facing out to sea. The reason is they're walking down here to get onto the famine ship, and I'll show you the famine ship down here in a moment. And this is only a replica, of course, but it's a replica of one of the famine ships that went to Ellis Island in New York and went to Canada. This is called the kids, and they're going to school or whatever. Well then, there's no point in making me homeless, because under the Constitution I'm entitled to a home.
Beautiful spot.
Oh God, I can see it. It's beautiful. Yeah, 100 years, yeah, absolutely.
Missy eater.
She's a better form. Bloody tourists are everywhere here. The shopkeeper next door. Yeah, from that point of view. Now, what appears to be a window at the bottom of the round tower is actually the door. And the idea is that you climb in the ladder, climb in the door or the window and pull the ladder in behind you. So, oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Big waterfall way down there in the distance.
Oh yeah. So here we are in Vienna. We've just checked into the Park Hyatt in Vienna, which is in Hof, according to the sign. Here, it's been snowing overnight, not right now, and there's a lovely Christmas market right across from the hotel, which we might have to have a look at. But for now, following some directions, trying not to slip over. we're going to have a wander while we wait for our hotel room to become available in a couple of hours. Had a great flight over on Aer Lingus, and maybe we can find some schnitzel. I'd kill for a schnitzel. And I'll tell you what, I'd kill for a Pilsner beer, because I'm over Guinness for the moment. I need to recharge. But yeah, right in the heart of Vienna here, there's a ring road around the old city. And it's very pretty for Christmas. So we've wandered down a bit further, heading towards the ring road around the inner city. Jamie Oliver's over there. Lots of lovely fresh snow to walk in. But do you throw snow at Sally? No.
I love seeing the hotel.
What?
They also throw it at me.
Ah. Lots of fresh white stuff. Here's the main Christmas markets in Vienna. Very busy on a Saturday afternoon. Still cold. It's freezing. So I've come down now to the museum quarter. Another big Christmas market in the middle here. All the bushes look like they've been freshly dusted, as they have, I suppose. And so to the right here's the Natural History Museum for Vienna, Austria, which we might go in and have a quick look inside, see what we can learn, maybe have a wander around this Christmas market a little later, busy as it is. So thankfully we've been upgraded here in Vienna to a suite which is rather luxurious. Here's Sally, and me in the mirror. The bathroom area, toilet seat, nice bath, toilets. This is the luggage area. This is our sitting area. And through to the bedroom area, which looks very comfortable. Good Scott.
So many doors.
Need a butler. Kind of a view outside. Good morning and welcome to Sunday morning here in Vienna. It's very quiet this morning. Maybe the shoppers come out a bit later. Snow's still sitting here, hasn't melted too much. Building opposite there as well, and we're heading off out and about again today. And here we are, we're in the Vienna U-Bahn, the underground, here at Herrengasse station. And we're just waiting for our train to Simmering station. Here we are in Bratislava, Slovakia. Another country to the list. Somehow I think we've lost a couple of degrees in the train trip over from Vienna this morning. But we're just walking down to the old town, just about a kilometre from the main railway station. Have a look around the city centre. Maybe climb up to a castle. Walk across the Danube. We'll see what we find. So we come further down into Bratislava Castle up on the hill. Currently 0 degrees. Lots of ice on the footpath which you've got to watch out for. So we are just trying to make our way further into the city along the river Danube. Come down here into central Bratislava for lunchtime. We've got some pork, onion, sauce, mustard. Very tasty. So come down now by the Danube, the main bridge over the Danube here in Bratislava, and the castle up on the hill. So good morning and welcome to Monday morning. Just been out and about a little bit, had a bit of a snack to eat, and now we're wandering down to Stevenston. Okay. Is this the right way? I think it is. It must be kind of close. It's been raining a bit this morning. Most of the snow's gone away, although there's a little bit of ice still around, not for much longer. And we're doing a bit of a tour this afternoon and exploring more of old Vienna, which we've seen a lot of on foot already.
A little later on our tour, I'm going to tell you more about Mozart, because later on our tour we go to places related.
Come on, it's lovely when the folks ain't like you got snowy weather for a sleigh ride together with you and you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely way for a sleigh ride together with you. Take the ring, we say, giddy up, let's go. Now let's look at this show. We're walking on water that is slow. I say, giddy up, it's wet, and it's just holding your head. We're riding on the road, so I'm gonna win you. And you let our cheeks are nice and rosy, don't be cozy and free. We're snuggled up together like birds out of the right beat. Let's take a row before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for us, stay right together with you. For us, stay right together with you. For us, stay right together with you. For us, stay right together with you.
Morning and welcome to Tuesday morning. It's nice and mild in Vienna today. It's 12 degrees this morning. Sun is out, and this is the square opposite the hotel. Christmas market. Here's Sally. Oh, you got your big coat on.
Yes, because that's
what you.
to hold my
Ah, okay. So we're just waiting for an Uber to take us to. There we go. Schönbrunn Palace. Should be away shortly. So I've come out to Schönbrunn Palace now. Christmas market in the front. We're going to have a wander around. Seems like lots of other people have the same idea. Wanting to wander around the palace. Lots of tour groups. So it's got impressive gardens and artwork collections on the other side.